focus of this activity is going to be centered around three learning targets, three standards. And the first of which is E5.4-2, which is to explain the natural mechanisms of the greenhouse effect, which also includes comparing greenhouse gases such as water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and ozone. So by the end of this exercise, you'll have a brief introduction into what causes the greenhouse effect and the different types of gases and how they differ from one another and how they play a factor in the greenhouse effect as well as global climate change. The second is going to be E5.4-2. Although this is going to be mentioned very briefly, it still is a learning target that you'll be able to mention, talking about the natural mechanisms that could result in different climate change in a significant manner. So any type of major volcanic eruption, changes in the amount of sunlight that are reached on Earth, as well as any meteorite, asteroid type of impact on Earth. And then the third and final one is E5.4-C, and this one's going to be kind of a strong emphasis, especially in this, because it's going to be data-based. So E5.4-C is analyzing the relationship between the emissions of carbon dioxide, so things that humans are releasing into our atmosphere as far as carbon dioxide sources, and then what atmospheric carbon dioxide levels are, so things that are naturally occurring without any human involvement whatsoever. And we'll be looking at that, and as those carbon dioxide levels have changed, what has actually caused what has actually happened to the global temperatures over the last 150 years, because that's about as long as we've been recording with weather instruments. So those are your three learning targets for this activity. Go ahead when you're ready and begin. All right, using your checklist, the focus for this video is going to be on the paleo perspective on global warming. So what you're going to be researching is what a paleoclimatologist is, what they do, and what they have found regarding climate change throughout not only the United States but also globally, and the data that's been recorded by NOAA, which is a government agency, as well as NASA and many other independent agencies that are reporting on all of these different factors that they're finding that are in flux and changing, both positively and also negatively. So what I want to point out to you in your checklist is this. You will find paleoclimatology information is covered by E5.4-C. You will also find that it is covered up here in E5.4-A. So it's actually going to hit a couple different standards and benchmarks. It is also mentioned very briefly, so I didn't include it on your list here, but it does talk just a little bit about significant changes in climate. So if we wanted to, we could add it. I just didn't, because it does it so briefly that I didn't feel it was a major important point for you. So what you'll need is this sheet of paper, which you have already received, a Paleo Perspective on Global Warming. The learning targets are listed right here. These are the things by the end that you should be able to explain with regards to climate change and many other mechanisms dealing with greenhouse effect, including the gases. So what you'll do is you'll simply start by reading through the introduction, you'll read through the task, and then you'll begin. The website itself is located right here. You can simply click this link and it will take you directly to the website. And here you go. This is where you'll start. So you'll simply start by reading through this, and while you're going through and reading it, you're going to be answering the questions that go along with this. Just a very simple web quest just to go out and seek some information that will get you a good start to help build your background information before you kind of dive into this entire unit on climate change. Okay. Should you have any questions, do not hesitate to let us know.